ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। सन्तोषिणी जगन्माता मम सौभाग्यवृद्धये नमस्करोमि भक्त्या त्वां प्रसन्ना वरदा भव। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। नीलाम्बुजश्यामल कोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपित वामभागं पाणौ महासायक चारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेषु विघ्नेश्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मप्रोज्झितकैतवोत्रपरमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं त्रापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते हृदिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। यं प्रव्रचन्दमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितितिर्षतां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. So we have seen so far Prathama Skanda, the first chapter. The topic there is Adhikari Skanda. It's called Adhikari Skanda. Who is qualified student to study Bhagavatam? In the Adhikari Skanda, as an Adhikari, Vyasacharya introduces Parikshit. He was cursed for 7 days. Within 7 days, he will be killed by the bite of Takshaka. And naturally, the second chapter, second skanda, talk about sadhana. What that adhikari should do, perform, what kind of sadhana he should perform. So, the Dvitiya skanda, the topic is sadhana. Now, our Parikshit asked towards the end of the first chapter, what a person about to die should do, or what he should not do. Both he asked. And an answer to that, our Sukamarshi first he gives the Aneka Rupa Dhyanam. So Bhagavan's Virat Rupa was described for the Patala. So starting from Patala, the 14 lokas, Bhagavan spread, pervade the entire creation inside. In fact, Bhagavan himself is the entire creation. Then he said, if that is not possible, then you take one particular form and meditate. So this description of that, Bhagavan's beauty was also given, Shanga Chakra Gadadhari, Pidambaradhari, etc. There was a beautiful description. Then afterwards, Shukamarshi said, the question you asked, the similar question was asked by Narada to Brahmaji. That is where we stopped last time. That is Panchamodhyayaga. So in second skanda, chapter 5, that is where we stopped last time. So Narada asked, Narada Uvacha. So whenever you, in Bhagavatam you see, whenever a person asks a question, they don't tell directly the answer. They will say similar question was asked by another person. Then it was answered by this person. Like that they will say. The idea is, one thing is the humility. Now Brahmaji could answer directly as his own answer, but he didn't say. So Narada asks question, Brahmaji answers. Brahmaji also doesn't say it is my answer. Finally it goes to Bhagavan Narayana. So the idea is not to have this pride that you are a great speaker or you have the answer to everything. But thank those people who listen to you and those people who have already given the answer. Nobody's question is original question. Similar question was asked by others also. So nobody could take a pride that this is my original question. All questions were asked before also. Nobody can say that this is my answer. The answer is also given. So that is to make you feel humble. The speaker should not think that it is a difficult question. It was answered before. One should not feel the pride. So having said that, now Narada Uvacha, Deva Deva Namastestu Buddha Bhavana Purvaja Tatvijanihi Yajnanam Atmatattva Nidarshanam Yat Rupam Yadadishtanam Yadasrishtabidam Prabho Yat Samstam Yat Param Yacha Tattvam Vadadatvadaha. Narada said to Brahmaji, O Devadeva, O great divinity, Namastestu Bhuta Bhavana Purvaja, the creator and the first of all being, Purvaja, salutations unto thee. Namastestu. Now, Tat Vijanihi Yajnanam Atma Tattva Nidarshanam, and speak to me that knowledge which reveals the truth of Atma Tattvam, means truth of the Atman. Yat Rupam, O Lord, what is that manifests this universe? Yad Adhishtanam, on what is it based? What is the Adhishtanam? Yattaha Srishtamidam Prabho, from what did it have its origin? Into what does it finally resolve? Yas samstam yat param yat tat tattvam vada tattvadaha. Unto what does it finally resolve? What controls it? What is its real nature? Tell me the truth about all this. This is a very wonderful question about Atma Tattvam and also Bhagavan's nature. Sarvam hedat bhavan veda Buddha bhavya bhavat prabhu karamalakavat shishyam vijnana vasitam tava. Now, you are the master of the past, present and future. You know about all this as intimately as like something like a fruit placed on your palm. All the universe indeed is an expression of your thought. Yat vijnano yadadharo yat parastam yadatmagaha ekaha srijati bhutani bhutairasmavayaya. You have seen to create all these beings with the various categories, with thy own inherent power. But still, we heard that you performed austerities, tapas, before creation. Doubt arises in my mind whether are you free or you have somebody above you. We thought that you are the ultimate, but it looks like somebody is there above you. To whom are you meditating? That is the idea. Therefore, tell me from whom you get this knowledge. What is your support? Who is your superior? And then what constitute your form? Atman bhavayase tani na para bhavayan swayam Atma shakti mavashtabhya urnana pirivaklamaha. Like a spider, depending on your own inherent power, you create the whole universe without any effort, without seeking anyone else's help. So, naham veda param yasmin na param na samam vibho namarupa guner bhavyam satasat kinchidanyataha. In this whole realm of name and form, cause and effect, I find that nothing owes its origin to anyone below you, or equal to you, or greater than thee. Yet, na bhavan acharat ghoram yattapas susamahitaha tena khedayase nastvam parashankam prayachasi. Yet we have heard that even you have performed tremendous austerities with great concentration. This confuses us and makes us feel that you are not as independent as it seems. Etanme prityatas sarvam sarvatnyas sakaleshwara vijanihi tathaivedam aham buddhenushasidaha. O all-knowing one, O Lord of all, please instruct me in all these matters about which I have questioned you in a way that I can understand easily. Now Brahmaji's answer, Samyak Karunikasjedam Vatsate Vichikitsitam Yataham Chotitas Saumya Bhagavat Viryadarshane Natratam Tavatachapi Yatha Mam Prapravishibho Avijñāya Paramatta Etavatvam Yatohi Me. Brahmaji said, "Oh dear one, the questions you have put are very pertinent, and I am grateful to you for asking those questions." Now look at the greatness of Brahmaji. Brahmaji is thanking Narada for asking that question. Why? Because you have given me a chance to remember Bhagavan's glory. So, what you have spoken about me is not totally untrue. I have indeed such powers of creation, but you have said all this without knowing that there is one superior to me. Yena swarochisha vishwam rochitam rochayamyaham yatharkoknir yatha soma yadarchagrahatarakaha. Just as the sun, moon, fire and the stars reveal an already existing world, so my creative act too is only a manifestation of what is already in him. He didn't say in me. In Paramatma, whatever that already there, It was unmanifest in him, but I made it manifest. That is all. There is no creation, there is no new creation. It is all from unmanifest state made into manifest. And he says the 12th verse, Tasmai namo bhagavate vasudevaya dhimahi yanmajaya durjaya mam bruvandi jagat guru. I salute that Bhagavan Vasudeva, by whose unconquerable Maya you all are thinking me to be the creator of the world. I am only a humble servant of his. Vilacchamanaya yasya sthadumikshabade muyam vimohita vidaktante mamahamiti durtiyaha. This Maya of his, by the infatuation of which perverse men entrenched in their ego sense and speak of I and mine, is too bashful even to stand before him, as he knows Maya through and through as empty and unsubstantial. And he is absolutely unaffected by her. Narayana Paraveda, Dravyam Karma Chakalascha Swabhavo Jiva Yevacha Vasudevat Paro Brahman Nachanyorthosti Tattvataha. Dravya means matter, with the elements of which combinations are made. Karma. So the third canto we will see about Sarga. Sarga means basic elements. Then Visarga and multiplication of the same basic element into manifold form. So here he is giving you briefly matter with the elements of which combinations are made. Karma, or the impression of past action leading to the formation of different kinds of bodies. Then Kala, time, which is the framework of all experience. Then Swabhava, or nature, which is the cause of evolution. And Jiva, or the living soul. None of these have any existence of their own, independent of Lord, Supreme Lord. Then the 17th verse, Bhagavan said, Tasyapi drashturishasya kudastasya kilatmanaha srijyam srijami srishtoham ishayevapi choditaha. I am a creature of that one who is the ultimate seer, the eternal being, the Lord and soul of all. By his grace and by his command, I have become the creator and I am doing the work of creation. Sattvam rajastamayiti nargunasya gunasraya titi sargya nirodheshu grihita mayaya vibho. The Supreme Being over whom the three gunas of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, out of his inscrutable will, Maya, for purpose of redemption, creation and dissolution, So, Bhagavan assumes these gunas of Prakriti have no sway. Assume these gunas of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas out of his will, his own will, for the purpose of what? Creation, dissolution, and maintenance. And 19th verse, Karyakaranakartrutve Dravyajnana Kriyashraya Bhadranti Nityada Muktam Mayinam Purusham Guna. But the Jiva, though an aspect of that free spirit, is however a victim of Maya and is in the bondage of these three gunas on which are based all the factors causing bondage. The elements, the senses, and the divine powers guiding the functioning of the senses. Though Ishvara and the Jiva both are one and the same, Ishvara is always free. The Lord of all and everything is under his will, while the Jiva is the spirit of bondage. Sayeva Bhagavan Lingai Tribire Viradokshajam Salakshida Gadir Brahman Sarvesham Mamacheshwara. The Lord who is beyond the purview of the senses, Adhokshaja means one. See, all our senses are created to see the world outside. Paranchikani swayambho paran pashyati na antaratma. Kathopanishad. Yamaraj says that our senses are created to see the world outside. It is not meant for look within. Thank God for that. If senses can see what is inside, it will be a problem, right? So therefore, that unless what exact the Paramatma who is the subtler most, the senses cannot perceive, senses cannot objectify. That is true for even our pair of eyes. The pair of eyes can see outside things, but our pair of eyes cannot see itself. And the Lord who is beyond the purview of the senses become inferable by his devotees through the signs of his mystery revealed through the play of the three gunas that are controlled and directed by him. Now these are all beautiful Vedantic thoughts. Bhagavatam is giving him the story form like a conversation here. But these topics are taken seriously in Vedantic text and discussed. So, what Brahmaji says, how do you know that Paramatma? because the senses are not able to objectify Paramatma. Na chakshur gacchati, na vak gacchati, no mano, na vitmo, na vijanimo. Upanishad says, eyes cannot see it, mind cannot see it, vak cannot see it, or vak cannot indicate. Even Veda Vakyas are not able to indicate. That's why Bhattadri said in Narayaniyam, Nigama Satasahasrena Darbhasyamanam Aspashtam Dashtamatre Punaruru Purusharthatmakam Brahmadattvam Tattavat Bhasi Sakshat Gurubavanapure Anta Bhagyam Jananam. So, Nigama Shata Sahasrena Nirbhasyamanam. Even thousands of Vedic sentences, statements cannot reveal Paramatma. That is the nature of Paramatma. Then the question comes, how do you know him? This is the question. It's a very tricky question. Now, the only instrument that we have to know him is our buddhi, intellect. Without buddhi, you cannot. Why? Because Paramatma is always with us. Bhagavan is always with us in the form of consciousness. Ever since we are born, he is with us. If he is able to reveal himself, he could have revealed to us long time ago. But he cannot do it. Therefore, even if you live millions of lives you go through, still we do not know. Then how do we know it? So this question is answered in all our Vedantic text. They say that, buddhi, through buddhi alone we can infer. Because, let us forget about buddhi, but ego, ahankara. So ahankara is there, we all know. Anybody have any doubt you have ahankara? No. But how that ahankara functions, that is called ahankara become a lingam. A lingam means what? Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vanni. Wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So smoke become a linga to understand fire, isn't it? The same way, our buddhi or our ego become a linga to infer Bhagavan. So that's what Brahmaji says, through inference, you will come to know what is behind the ego, what is behind the buddhi, what is sakshi of buddhi, buddhi sakshi. So this is the point Brahmaji is making here. O Narada, he is indeed the master of myself and of everything that exists. That's why Bhagavan said in Gita, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutanam yantra rutani maya. Bhagavan residing in every living being, and he controls using maya as though mounted on a machine. Now, he is going to talk about the evolution of the whole creation. People who have studied Tattva Bodha, they will know. I will briefly tell you because going through it's a long passage. In Brahman, the entire creation remained unmanifest, like in a lump of clay. All the names and forms are dormant. So Brahman plus Maya is equal to creation. Then time, kala, action, karma, nature, svabhava. So time disturbs the equilibrium of the gunas. Prakriti means pradhana has got these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. According to Sankhyan philosophy, sattva, rajas, tamas in an equilibrium, equal, then no creation. The moment that equilibrium gets disturbed through the evolution of time, then the creation starts. What is the first one? Total intellect. And Mahat Tattva came from Mahat. Mahat means, Mahat Tattva means total intellect. From that Mahat Tattva, Ahankara came. Ahankara expresses through Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And from Sattva, Rajas, Tamas came Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, Panchabhutas. Then Akasha's guna is sound, and Vayu guna is guna mean attribute, touch. Then Agni attribute is eyes, eyes. Agni means seeing, Agni means color and form. Color and form can be seen only through the eyes. Then water attribute is taste, and earth is smell. Then object and senses. So the 5 type of object, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Then 5 senses, that is eyes, ear, nose, tongue, touch, etc., skin. Then mind, intellect, and memories. So, mano, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. So, ahankara is already told, so chitta. All these were dormant in Brahmanda. And this is called universal Brahmanda, universal egg Brahmanda, Andamin egg. And in that egg, all are growing. In an egg, how the chick is growing, same way, inside the egg, the bird grows. So too in the womb of the total mind, the Virat Purusha, the whole world grew. Now breaking the 35th verse, it says, Sayeva Purushas Tasmat Andam Narbitya Nargadaha Sahasror Vangriva Bahvakshaha Sahasrarana Shishavan. Breaking that shell from within, he came out as a universal form with countless thighs, countless legs, countless arms, countless eyes, countless faces, and countless heads. We can compare that with our modern theory, Big Bang theory. Spodavada. So the egg burst into the entire creation. And the 42nd verse, Bhurloga kalpida padbhyam bhuvarlogasya nabidaham Swarloka kalpito murtha itiva loka kalpana. The identification of the lokas can also be done in another way. His feet form Bhurloka, the navel, no, Bhurloka. So feet is Bhurloka, the navel Bhurloka, and the head Satyaloka. So he is standing on, as though he is standing on the earth. If there is a power, there must be someone in whom the power exists. Continuing with that chapter is over. Continuing. Brahmovacha Vacham Vannermukham Kshetram Chandasam Sapta Dhatava Avyakavyamrudananam Jihva Sarvarasasya Cha. His face is the source of the organ of speech, and its presiding deity Agni. The 7 dhatus of his body are the 7 Vedic meters, beginning with Gayatri. His tongue is the origin of the offering to Devas and Pitris called Havya and Kavya. Of the 6 forms of taste, is although the organ of taste of its presiding deity Varuna Devata. This is all description about, it's something like Purusha Sukta expanded version of Purusha Suktam. The meaning of Purusha Sukta is given here. Sarvasunam cha vayuscha tannase paramayane ashino roshadinam cha grano moda pramodayo. Though his nostrils are the source of pranas, and their presiding deity Vayu, wind, from his sense of smell has originated the Ashwini Devatas, herbs and fragrant substances. Now when we listen to this, what we should understand, that is more important. Bhagavan said here, his nostrils are the source of the pranas and their presiding deity Vayu. So when we are breathing in pranavayu, what we should think? I am breathing Bhagavan's breath. That is what we should think. That's called meditation. This kind of meditation is there in Upanishad also. Chandogya Upanishad, these are all the meditation points given. And the what we call 6 form of taste, also the organ of taste and its presiding deity Varuna. That is also Bhagavan's mouth. Third one. Rupanam tejasam chakshur divas suryasya jakshini karno disham cha tirthanam shrotamakasha saptayo tadgatram vastu saranam saubhagasya ja bhavanam. His eyes are the source of all forms and of brilliance. His eyelids of sun and moon. His ear, quarters, and the holy waters, organ of hearing, of the sky and sound. So this is how the description goes. And finally the 15th verse, he says, Sarvam Purushaye Vedam Bodham Bhavyavavachayata. So in Purusha Sukta also, Purushaye Vedakam Sarvam Yat Bhutam Yatcha Bhavyam. The same idea is given here. Sarvam Purushaye Vedam Bodham Bhavyam Bhavachayata Tenedam Avrutam Vishwam Vidasti Atitistati. So, whatever that is, all the objects, how all the objects are made of gold, are only gold. So also all these having come out of him are he himself. So apinna nimitta upatana karanam purusha eva idagam sarvam. So entire creation is Bhagavan himself. If this idea is understood by us clearly, then our interaction with the world will be totally different. One of reverence, one of love. There is no otherness. Wherever there is otherness, there is fear. Here, everything is Bhagavan. If that idea is understood by us, then our activities, our attitude, all these depression, suppression, superiority complex, inferiority complex, all those have no meaning. And Bhagavan says, when I saw the entire world in that Param Brahma, I wanted to worship him. Now, how to worship him? Because the material that you have to offer him is also Bhagavan. This is what we don't understand. We pluck a flower and offer to him. We forget that it is Bhagavan's flower. We take fruit from Bhagavan only, and then we offer it is that I am giving. No, it is his. So Brahmaji started worshipping using material taken from the Lord. There was a Marwadi who was traveling. He said through a jungle. Suddenly he realized it is Ganesh Chaturthi. So he carried some peda with him for his lunch or dinner, whatever. So he didn't have any material to worship Ganesha. So what he did, he mixed that peda with him and then made a Ganesha out of it. And then afterwards suddenly started worshipping. Then when the time of Naivedyam came, nothing left. So what he did, he took one portion of Ganeshji's trunk and then considered that is Naivedyam. Tera tujhko arpan. That's what it is. So yajnena yajnavajanta devaha tani dharmani pradhamanyasanna. So everything that we offer is also Bhagavan's. This understanding is very important. So then 31st verse is Srijami tanyuktoham haro harati tattvashaha vishwam purusharupena paripadi trishakti dhrika. Now, finally, Brahmaji says, being directed by him, the Supreme Lord, I create the world subject to his control, and Hara dissolves it, and he, the wielder of the three gunas, sustain the world as Vishnu. Iti te bhihitam tata yededamanuprichasi nanyat bhagavata kinchet bhavyam sadasadatmakam. Oh dear one, I think I have now answered your question by showing that there is nothing in this chain of cause and effect called the universe having any existence independent of Bhagavan. Outside consciousness, there are no objects, no object can exist outside of consciousness. Then he says, because I bear Sri Hari in my heart with intensity of devotion, therefore my words never prove untrue, my mind never takes a wrong turn, and my senses are never attracted to evil ways. I have not been able to know anything about Mahavishnu, the Supreme Being, and my source, though I am the very embodiment of Vedic learning and austerity, though I am the venerated master of all the Prajapatis, and though I have followed the path of yoga and attained to great concentration of mind. So, all this attainment, with all this attainment, Brahmaji says, I still don't know him. That is the greatness. Now that statement is in the Kenopanishad. If a person say, I know him, he doesn't know. A person who says, I don't know him, he may perhaps know him. Such contradictory statements are there. It's very beautiful. Because the moment you say, I know him, then what happened? Bhagavan become an object. You reduce that Paramatma into an object. The moment I say, I know, that there is a triputi, knower, knowing. There is a knower, there is an object of known, and then knowing process. Isn't that called triputi? So once it comes to triputi, then it's a relative term, come into time. And that which is subject to time is subject to destruction. Yadrishyam tannashyam. Anything that you say, I know, it is subject to destruction. Therefore, Bhagavan, you cannot say, I know. Then what is it? Final statement is what? I am. That Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. This is the truth. That's why Brahmaji says, even though I have all these qualifications, but I have Vedic knowledge. In fact, Vedas have come from me. I have yoga. So the idea is what? all these are not going to help you know Paramatma. That's why after showing Vishwarupa Darshanam, Arjuna, Bhagavan showed to Arjuna in Gita, but Bhagavan says, finally he said, Vedic knowledge, your austerity, your tapas, dhanam, nothing can qualify you to see this form. Finally he said, only bhaktya, ananya bhaktya. Ananya bhakti alone dissolves your ego. Only at that state we may have that insight into his nature. Then Bhagavan gives the Bhagavata in brief. We saw that 24 avatara in the first chapter. Those avatara he gives in brief. That is the next topic, chapter 7, Bhagavata in brief. All avatars in brief form he gives. And then after listening to all that, Parikshit asked, here he is going to ask elaborate question. Because he saw how to keep that Shuka Maharshi in one place. Because Shuka Maharshi's nature is he doesn't stay in one place. So how to keep him there? So Parikshit thought that, let me ask him question. Then he has to answer. So he has to stay. So that's the trick he used. So he asked so many questions here in this 8th chapter. And an answer to that, the whole Bhagavatam. So those questions were very interesting. The first question is, Atman is without body, and how does it then come to have a body? A very important question. Atman is without body, but how come it has got a body now? How time is created? What is the difference between Supreme Being and Jivas? What realm one can attain through karma? The gati of Jivas. Shukla gati, Krishna gati and all that. No description will be there. What is the internal dimension of Brahmanda? The vastness of this creation. Even science has not resolved that problem. But Bhagavatam gives. Describe about Bhagavan's avatars and yuga dharmas, stories of bhaktas, varnashrama dharmas. What are the common duties of human being? Kings, normal person, then king's duties, sage's duties. How many elements are there in nature? Virat Purusha appears as this universe, and then you say this world is a Bhagavan's one limb, Atyadishtat Dashankulam. One place you say the whole creation is Bhagavan. Then you say this whole creation is only one limb of Bhagavan. Bhagavan has got parts or what? What is this Adhyatmic Yoga? There are different powers. How do they, yogin, merge in Brahman? How many Vedas, Upavedas, Puranas? How he got himself into bondage? Then how he can get out of it? Then Parikshit says, whatever I asked, or if I have not asked also, please tell me. So then Sukamarishi looked at Parikshit Maharaj and said, are you not hungry, tired? Don't you want to take a break for some food? He said, other than the curse of that Brahmin, my fasting or thirst is not going to kill me. Because I am protected 7 days. Nothing will kill me. So why should I worry? Let me fill my heart with the nectarine story of Bhagavan. So that are the questions in brief. Now answer to this is the whole Bhagavatam actually. Again there is a description of creation. Then comes the famous Chatushloki Bhagavatam. We shall see that in our next class. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om